Told you last Friday when we were doing a briefing of the murder that happened in Vienna Township on the southbound 75 rest area. It was a shooting of a 59-year-old male by this individual right here, Elizabeth Ann Freiberger. She is I told you last Friday when we were doing a briefing of the murder that happened in Vienna Township on the southbound 75 rest area. It was a shooting of a 59-year-old male by this individual right here, Elizabeth Ann Freiberger. She is 29 years old. She's from Flint. And today she was charged with first-degree homicide and felony firearm, which is using a firearm in the commission of a felony. Elizabeth Ann Freiberger was from that address on Bloor Avenue. And when this thing happened, it was a culmination of domestic and arguments that spilled over from most likely substance abuse that ultimately led to the shooting of that individual. Christopher Myers was the victim. He's a 59-year-old from Flint, and he was shot twice. And when we got to the scene at 3 a.m., Captain Jason Murphy to my right was the officer in charge in the command of that scene. Lieutenant Rob Nicholson was the officer in charge of the actual investigation. Cap, when we were there, we did the briefing of the story. This call came out approximately 3 a.m. on the 25th of August by two hunters that stopped there to rest from Canada.
Absolutely, yeah. They're at the rest area. They saw what they described as a little commotion outside, and they heard the two shots, and then they ended up calling 911.
And the car that actually was used, that Saturn, she actually drove it almost on the northbound to the southbound lane, then turned around and shot back. And they gave a description of the Saturn that we ultimately found on Pearson Road, just a little bit west of Door Highway, disabled into the water. But while we were working the scene, you had your detectives there. You got a phone call from somebody that said, hey, they just put out a 911 call on Bloor Avenue in the city of Flint around 4 a.m. What happened there?
Yeah, dispatch aired that family members at that residence had called in saying that Elizabeth, came over there and admitted to what had happened and then fled the scene. We were able to respond, get statements from them. We actually located the firearm that was used and some other items there at the house. And while we were on scene there, they actually located her at that Pearson Road location.
And the firearm used was a handgun?
Correct, a .40 caliber.
And that's sent up to the lab. All the evidence that was collected by Lieutenant Nicholson and the evidence team is all up at the lab already. We're able to take our investigative material and things we collect over the last several days and go to the prosecutor's office and get those warrants authorized. And our first-degree homicide and felony firearm, she's here in jail. She is held without bond. But there's more information that we need to, and that's what we're going to find out this week. People ask why this stuff happens. Well, we do know there was an argument.
Correct.
We do know there's most likely some type of drugs involved. They were at a local motel in Mount Morris Township the night before. They got booted from there. They were living in their car. You know, he's 59, she's 29. They've known each other for some time.
Yeah, based on the investigation, it appears that he was friends with her mother, the suspect's mother, and she's known him quite a while. I'd say approximately 15 or so years.
So this is a family friend that gets tangled up with Freiberger. And there's more to come, trust me. We're going to find out this week. We have some other additional interviews we're going to be doing. But I just wanted to confirm on Friday when I said we were not able to name the suspect. This is the suspect that is involved. There's only one suspect that we believe of at this point. Again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. We're continuing on with our investigation. If you have any information that you think is valuable for this case, please call 810-257-3422. Lieutenant Nicholson, again, is the officer in charge. I want to thank you and your team and everybody out there. There's more details to follow as we progress through this, but at this point, everybody who we think is responsible is in custody, formally charged, and the victim and the family is preparing their arrangements. Appreciate all you do.